welcome to a new video from your boy Apex Crypto. So today I'm going to be talking about this is your last chance for generational wealth. What do I mean by this, guys? Guys, honestly, this crypto bull run is probably going to be one of the biggest and one of the last ones we'll ever see in terms of the scale, in terms of the gain scale, and how much people are actually going to be taken into flourishing. There is no way once this crypto bull run is over, we won't have regulations. ETFs will be sort of massively adopted, and a lot of new players will come into the game. So people like us, we're just going to be the little 0.001% that put in basically just a little bit of money, and nothing's going to really change in terms of the market sentiment. Whereas the smart money, the big institutions, they're going to be putting in their millions and trillions, and they're going to be the ones that are manipulating and moving the market. So we'll get straight into it. Looking at the fear and greed index, we're currently sitting at 72. So yeah, refresh that. So yeah, currently sitting at 72, which is greed. Yesterday you could see us at 75. Last week 72. Last month 74. So we're pretty much in the greed sentiment. Everyone's thinking that the market is euphoric, going up, and Bitcoin's going to touch 100k tomorrow. But we obviously, as smart investors, know that that's not possible. That's not going to happen, and we're hoping for a retracement that could potentially come. In terms of the overall market, we're currently sitting at 1.6 trillion in market cap. This has gone up 4% in the last 24 hours. It was only a couple of days ago we were literally sitting at 1.3 trillion. So that's 300 billion that came into the market. We heard about Saudi buying or looking to buy at least half a trillion worth of Bitcoin in the next couple of days. So maybe they've started to make those moves. We're not sure, but you can see here in the volume, Bitcoin has been about 39 billion into Bitcoin in the last 24 hours. Ethereum 16 billion, so obviously Tether 65 billion. So people are clearly buying and selling to get into Bitcoin. So yeah, if we go back over here, last chance to generational wealth. What do I mean? So mass adoption, guys. Once crypto starts to become more regulated, and once crypto starts to become more flourished in the space, people are going to start adopting this stuff in terms of where Apple and Microsoft were in their early stages. People weren't adopting it. Even Google.com, even the internet as we call it today, social media as we call it today, it had an early stage where people weren't adopting it, and it only took a couple of cycles, as you would call it, a couple of years, for it to be come into fruition, regulation to come into it, big money players to come into it, and once the money moves into that segment, it's either you miss the boat or you're in it. So mass adoption will come, and with mass adoption means that more money's coming in, so more smarter players are coming in. So we have to position ourselves in a place where we don't want to get wrecked, right? 2025 biggest bull run. I do believe this will be the biggest bull run. This obviously goes straight into the fact that we have the ETF approvals coming. We have regulations coming, so everyone wants to make as many gains as they can now before the big money players come in and sort of take over the market. We can see that BlackRock are coming in, Fidelity are coming in. If you look at the top 10 companies in the world, these guys own 10 to 15% of those companies. Every single company, I show you now, every single company in the world, the players like Fidelity, the players like BlackRock, they have 10 to 15% in holdings of every single company in the world, meaning that it's just a matter of time before they come into that to Bitcoin, and then they can control Bitcoin, they can control the crypto market, and people like us will be struggling to make your 100x's, your 1000x's. So we have to take positions now. Smart money moves, more smart money is going to be coming in, and when more smart money comes in, like I said, they're going to be taking the better positions. They're going to be getting in early, and they're going to be dumping on us when we try to get in. This is quite a controversial one, but in terms of the Binance saga, I do believe that there was something that happened within, the government and the US trying to sort of get Binance under their regulation first before they bring out the ETF approvals. Now that CZ is gone and They basically have control of Binance, bringing in their own CEO into Binance now, someone they can control and regulate. You know, it's only a matter of time when the ETFs will be approved, not if. So that's why I believe, US have got the one up on Binance right now, and yeah, it's just a matter of time that the ETFs will be approved. We've already spoke about ETFs, but my last point I wanted to quickly touch on is the law of diminishing returns. If we have a look at this sort of Bitcoin rainbow chart, you can see as cycles go on. In the first cycle, you've gone from $10 up to a high of nearly $150, and then in the second cycle, you've gone from $1,000 to a high of $10,000, and then in the third cycle, you've gone from a low of $10,000. It went up to, what are we talking? It was like $65,000. So there is diminishing returns that are coming with this, and we have to take action now. In the next cycle, we're probably looking to see just over 100k. I'm saying nothing more than 120k. We'll probably be looking to working within this, orange to yellow line, which puts us in the former intensifies. Is this the bubble? But I'll definitely be looking to get out before that in anyway. I wouldn't let it touch the red because that's the double top, and then we're coming straight back down. So I'll be looking to take profits in orange and yellow, and then have the rest of my bags ride up to the red. Hopefully, cash out the rest there, and then DCA out as well when we're coming down. But yeah, we're currently sitting at the basically a fire sale. So these are apparently great levels to buy. Me personally, I wouldn't be buying right now. I mean, we all know why. I do think there's going to be another slight dip, and then we're going to surge up into the uptrend. But yeah, the law of diminishing returns. So what you think you could have made, 6 to 10 years ago in Bitcoin, which is true, you could have made 1000x even just on Bitcoin. Now today you can't make that kind of money. You can only make 3 to 5x, maybe the 6x if you're lucky on Bitcoin. So we have to move into other alternatives. We have to move into setting our portfolio in a way where we have the low risk, the medium risk, and the high risk. So if we're looking to allocate our portfolio in a nice way, with the low risk, we'd want to say at least 50%. We're talking about something like BTC, we're talking about something like Casper, right? Mid risk, we're talking another 30%, and then that leaves us with 20% to play with, your sort of high risk players. In terms of medium risk, I would say stuff like Ethereum. You got stuff like Quant. They won't go wrong for you. Even for me personally, I think something like Hello can be considered medium risk. Something like GFAL can also be considered medium risk. And then in terms of really high risk, we're looking at stuff like your Lit Lab games, and your potentially your PZP, etc. Those kind of things. So if you were looking to just build a portfolio today, and you were like, oh, what should I buy? You could do 25% Bitcoin, 25% Casper, 15% GFAL, 15% Hello, 10% Lit Labs. 10% Lit Labs, and then 10% PZP, and with a 1K portfolio, that's sort of how you could allocate it. So, guys, it's really important that you get ready for this, because this could be the last chance of generational wealth, and I don't know if after this we will have another opportunity in the next bull run as big as the opportunity as we have today. So please seize the moment, make sure you're doing something today, and yeah, guys, thanks, peace, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.